So let's continue our discussion with Numpy tutorial number 15. So in this tutorial, we're gonna be learning about filtering arrays. Now what does it mean? So getting some elements out of an existing array and create a new array out of that element, then it is called filtering. There are a couple of ways we will be discussing all and we'll be doing practical work. So in Numpy, you filter an array using a Boolean index. So whenever you want to filter an array, it means you create an array from existing array. Then you have to use Boolean index list while filtering that array. So a Boolean index list is a list of booleans corresponding to indexes in the array. We will do this and we will see all this practical. So if the value at any index is true, that element will be contained in the filtered array. If the value is true, it means that we create an array from existing array and the element that we create from that existing array into new array, and it will be true in that case. If the value doesn't exist in that array, then it will be false. So let's do practically. As you can see here, its example. Let me remove this. I have first imported the Numpy and then I've created this array. Now what I want here to create an array just from two elements that will be 0 at index 0 at index 2. Okay, from the elements on index 0 and 2. So what I will do, we have first, let me implement our own way. So let's say new arr, and I'll be say that the existing array index 0 and the existing array at index 2. Grab that element and give it to the new arr, and I will simply print this arr. Okay, arr and enter. As you can see, we have grabbed these two elements from that existing array, that is 1 and 3, because at 0 index in this arr we have 1 value and at index 2 we have 3 value, but we'll be using filtering. Now what does filtering mean? So filtering is the way in which you will pass Boolean index. So what I want, and index 0 I'll be passing true. Okay, now at index 1 I'll be pass false, and at index 2 I'll be passing true, and for all others I'll be passing false, and false. Now why I am doing that? Because what I want here, I just want at index 0 and 2 element. That's why I have at index 0 true and at index 2 true. Other I have content false. So that's why, so that it could give me true result for true values. So first let me just say that new arr. Now what it will do, it will return the entire Boolean values. So if I do the same thing and print statement new arr, and it will give you the same. Now what's happened here? Nothing happened here. It just returned the way in which you have represented your existing array, because we have created this array true, false, true, and other false. So it's just the way in which you will be doing this. Otherwise, whenever you create a new array from existing array, then you won't use this method, because it's just the way in which you will be doing to grab elements and create from that elements a new array using this true and false. So this was just the way. Now let's do some real works. So let me explain this example. It says that create a filter array that will return only values higher than 12. Okay, so let me remove all this from here. Now we have this array that has 10, 20, 30, 42, 47, 50 and 60 elements. First thing first, you have to think here that it says that you have only grab those elements that are greater than 43 and create new array from that element. So first you need here to create an empty list or array so that you can store the result into it. After that, we have the multiple values here within this array, so we have to grab one by one. So we need a loop. So I'll be say loop, and the value within that loop will take values from my original array one by one. Okay, after that, now first time it will take 10 and it will give 2 value, and again 20 value, again 30 value, again 42, up to so on. But what we are going to do here, we'll be checking if the value is greater than 42. In that case, only give our new x, that is new list or array, we have to append here what? True, not x. You will have to give here true, otherwise in else append the other values. Now I will show you, I will explain you everything, don't worry. What will happen? This ARR has couple elements and it will gives one by one all the element of this value, and it will be checked right here. If the element, if the value within this value variable is greater than 42, in that case it will append that value into x while using this boolean true list, otherwise it will append this into this. Okay, so after this loop, outside of that loop, what we will create new array, because we are generating new array, because now we have filter array, now we have to generate new array. Okay, so here I'll say that my original array in which I will pass only x, because now my result is within x. Either in this case, if this condition is true, then it will be given to here. If this condition is true, then it will be given here. After that, what I will do, I will simply print that new ARR and enter. So we have 47, 50 and 60, because there are 47, 50, 60 are greater values than this 42 value. Okay, so that was the way in which you can filter array and then print it out. Now the second example, create a filter array that will return only even elements from the original array. Okay, amazing. Now we will do the same thing. So create here an empty list. After that, run loop for grabbing each value, and that is error within error. Okay. After that, you have to check here if r value mod 2. So we are going to take mod of each value that is coming from this array directly. Now we are going to check here while taking mod with 2, and whatever the remainder is, if it is equal to 0, then it's mean that it is an even number. So we will have to append it by using boolean, or you can say filter list or boolean list. Otherwise in L case we will do the same thing and we will append it while using false case. Now let's create a new array outside that loop. So let's say my ARR, and it will be equal to, it will get we'll have to assign here the original ARR elements, and that are stored within x. Okay, after that we will have to here simply print my ARR. As you can see, 2, 4, 6, 8, because these are the even numbers. But if you want odd number, just change the condition to 1. So it means that whatever the remainder is, if it is 1, then it will be odd, otherwise it will be even. So this time it will be odd. Okay, great. Now you can check this here, right? But we will not discuss it. It means that create filter directly from array. Now what does it mean? So the above example is quite a common task in Numpy, and Numpy provides a nice way to tackle it. So we can directly substitute the array instead of the iterable variable in our condition, and it will work just as we expected it. Now the above two example that we have done for even and for creating filtered array, you can do this by using your own way. Okay, let's see that. So let me remove this from here so that we can do it practical. Now what I will do, let's say this is my new array. Now within this new array, I will be say that my original array that has couple of elements, if within this the elements are greater than 42, let's say, then what I will do, I will say if I print x, what will happen? It will say false, 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 and then true, 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 because this is index 0, index 1, index 2, and there are 10, 20, 42. These are less than this 42 value. At 0, at 1, these are less than, also they're including 42. So it means that these three values are less than 42 and the others are true because they are greater. Okay, so we have to give here new ARR. At ARR we have to pass this x. Now print this new ARR so that we can only print those elements that we want. So it will return those greater elements that are greater than 42. So either use this way or the above boolean list way. It will work in the same way. So Numpy is the best. Okay, Create a filter array that will return only even element from the original array. The same program, but this time we will use our own way. So what I will do, I'll say that this is my list or array in which I will take mod with the original array elements by 2. If it is equal to 0, means the remainder is 0. Then in that case, what I will do, I will create here new error in which I will pass the original array element that are stored in X, and that will be the even element. After that, I will simply print this all. Okay, so let me check out right here. As you can see, 2 4 6. So either use this way or use this way. Both are similar, so you can use any way, and we will be implementing all these ways while working on real machine learning project. So in the next video we'll be discussing Numpy tutorial number 16. What is random number? Now this is very important topic in Numpy array and machine learning. So see you there, and if you haven't subscribed Coding World, just subscribe it and like this video.